War. War is inevitable. People have been fighting since the dawn of time. War is also very profitable for some. The auto industry, for instance. The game has specific war rules, and we offer 2 ways to profit off wars. First, let's go over what happens during a war. We assign cities one of 3 different market status. These are displayed as stable, limited, and halted. The default status is stable. But when a country enters a conflict, it can change to limited or halted. When the status is limited, the game cuts any production and sales demand in half in that location. You can still use the factories and still sell vehicles here, but it will be half the demand and production you normally would have. If the conflict is more severe, the city market will fall into halted status. When a city is in halted status, you can no longer sell vehicles in the city. And you can no longer produce anything in the city, with 2 exceptions we'll cover shortly. There is also a hidden status that goes further than halted, called total war. When a city falls into this status, there is a chance of factory destruction. Without the ability to manufacture anything when your cities go into halted status, how do you make money? When a city with a factory goes into halted status, the game will give you an action memo asking if you want to produce munitions. Munitions production can generate a lot of revenues. However, this setting will lock you out of the production system and leave you unable to fill war contracts. You have 4 options with this memo. You can choose not to manufacture munitions. You can produce munitions at your home country factories. This selection causes less damage to your image ratings. You can produce munitions in foreign factories. This causes a larger decrease in image ratings. But these factories are idle otherwise and are not allowed to produce anything else. Finally, you can produce munitions at all your affected factories. Keep these in mind when selecting a policy. You can only produce munitions at factories with halted market status. You can only change your munitions policy when the market status of your factories changes to halted. Munitions production also takes over the factory. You will not be able to produce any military contracts if you do munitions production in your home country. The other way to make money is with military contracts. When a country goes to halted market status, the game will terminate all civilian and foreign supplied military contracts. You can only get contracts from countries not at war and military contracts for your HQ country. You cannot produce anything at any factory in a halted city, except producing your home country military contracts at factories located in your home country. You have to fill any other contracts from factories not in a halted city. Beyond that, the contracting system works as it normally does. The game will generate more military contracts for your HQ country at greater amounts of units. So now the whys. At the time I made this video, here are a few commonly asked questions. Why can you not supply allies during wars? The game currently has no concept of country relations. We lock the player to only their headquarter nation to prevent a British company from supplying Germany during the World Wars. Why are factories and civilian sales halted in the United States during World War II? Historically, the Office of Production Management halted production of all non-military vehicles in the United States on February 2, 1942. It became illegal to produce consumer vehicles after that. And the government prohibited 130,000 new vehicles from being sold as well, just in case they needed them. Great care went into the historical accuracy surrounding war's effect on production and national ownership of cities. Why can I not change munitions status outside of the pop-up? We needed to prevent players from switching back and forth to fill military contracts. We want you to pick one or the other. After full release, we hope to improve country relations and munitions selection via overhauling the production system with our crowdsource fund-raising efforts.